everyone, and welcome to TNT. And indeed, we are going to be joined by the magnificent Muraco, a gentleman who has certainly left his mark and continues to do so throughout the World Wrestling Federation. Certainly a contender for the World Wrestling Federation Championship himself, a former Intercontinental Champion a number of times. And Mr. Muraco will be here along with his manager, the rather infamous Mr. Fuji. And together, Lord Alfred Hayes, I don't know of any other combination that has the certain quality of whatever it is they have here in the World Wrestling Federation.
They have a darkness about them, a sort of a dark and deep threat, and they seem to me to be the obvious challengers for that World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship.
So if you would, we would like to introduce to you now the magnificent Muraco, along with Mr. Fuji. How you doing, Mr. Muraco?
Good evening.
Nice to have you.
Nice for you to have me, too.
Oh. Yes, as a matter of fact, it's quite a pleasure because we've been following your career for some time throughout the World Wrestling Federation. As of late, however, we've been viewing you with these film clips from the beautiful Isle of Hawaii, and certainly the weather in Hawaii this time of the year is a little different than it is here.
What can I say? It's the truth. It's a fact. Hawaii is the finest place in the world, where the finest wrestlers in the world come from. I happen to be the finest. These film clips do not necessarily represent the magnificent Muraco, however. These film clips...
Excuse me, if I may interject, perhaps, in fact, they do. I mean, because most of the film clips that we see have you on the beach, and perhaps therein, at least, the reinforcement of many of the views of the fans have of you when they chant, of course, the chant "Beach Bum."
The beach, not my beach, not my side of the beach. See, what I did was to try and placate the WWF. I tried and make everybody happy. I have some surfing footage that I consider garbage. I have some girls that I consider garbage.
We would like to take you to this footage, if we may. Let's go now to some videotape footage all the way back to Hawaii. Impressive, Mr. Muraco.
Impressive? That to me is embarrassment. If you'd had taken time, just 24 more hours, you would have seen waves that have made your eyes pop out of your head. You would have seen me doing things that would just completely blow your mind. That's the same the way I've been rushed through everything. That way I've been rushed through the WWF like somebody's clown. That's why I got this man here. That's why I have this sick soul over here helping me out right now. I'm watching my contract, watching everything else. You know why? Because you're rushing me through everything. Everybody's pushing me. Everybody's rushing me. See, those aren't, that wasn't even surfing. That could have been Waikiki for all you know. That wasn't surfing. That wasn't my kind of surfing. My kind of surfing is when the earth rumbles, the earth shakes. Every day is something different. Every day something changes. And you want me to be proud of that?
Well, obviously, Mr. Muraco, if you're not proud of it, then certainly no one would be proud of that, and certainly many would not be proud of your actions outside the ring. What we would like to do, if you don't mind, is we'll take a little break now. We'll come back and we'll take a look at Don Muraco, the magnificent one, in the square circle. Muraco, along with Mr. Fuji and Lord Alfred Hayes, and we saw earlier on some footage of the Magnificent One surfing in his native Hawaii. Moments from now, we'll take you up to a match that you recently had, I believe, in Canada, and this is more of the vintage Magnificent Muraco. Would you agree?
This is the new Muraco. This is the Muraco that's incorporating new styles, new moves, new devastation techniques, new pain. In my collaboration with Mr. Fuji.
Yes, Mr. Fuji, you seem to have sometimes a great deal to do with Mr. Muraco in terms of his mental attitude, and certainly, no doubt, sometimes too much to do with Mr. Muraco in terms of perhaps interfering physically in a match from time to time. Certainly you have been inclined to do so. Let's take you now, ladies and gentlemen, to some videotape footage in which we will see the Magnificent Muraco in wrestling action, accompanied by his manager, of course, Mr. Fuji.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match, one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Hoboken, New Jersey, weighing 235 pounds, Mario Mancini. From Sunset Beach, Hawaii, 267 pounds, the Magnificent Muraco.
All the way from the sands of Waikiki. The Magnificent Muraco, along with his manager, Mr. Fuji.
Let me correct you on that, Jack. Sunset Beach. That's on the other end of the island.
That's right. That's absolutely correct. He has changed from Waikiki and now makes his beautiful home in Sunset Beach. That even sounds good.
And Muraco's wasted no time in making an impression on Mr. Mancini. 3 or 4 shots, big knees to the abdominals, picks him up. What's he got in mind for him here? Ooh, there's a unique style of a backbreaker. And the Magnificent One truly looks magnificent. Knee to the abdominals. Muraco's going after that midsection on Mancini.
I had the opportunity of talking to the Magnificent Muraco, and he informed me that it gets pretty lonely on the beaches of Hawaii with all the beautiful young ladies in attendance. He was very anxious to get back to the wars of the World Wrestling Federation and action.
Are you serious, Jack? I think I'd have taken the beautiful women of Hawaii, even though the Magnificent One is truly looking magnificent. There's Mr. Fuji, his manager. Ooh, now that was close.
Quite a combination, the Magnificent Muraco and Mr. Fuji.
That's right, Muraco has Mancini right where he wants him. Another knee to the abdominals. Muraco must have something in mind. He's really going after the abdominal section of Mancini. Cover.
Look at that, he stopped him. He stopped him at 2. Referee Roger Francoeur, and telling Francoeur, no, no, no. Look at Mr. Fuji. Oh, he loves it.
I heard Mr. Fuji call for it. Not yet, Magnificent One. And the Magnificent Muraco reprimanded the referee for attempting to count 3. I love it. I love the style, Jack. I love the style.
Muraco is almost, well, he's almost programmed by Mr. Fuji.
That well might be. Picks him up. What in mind here? Looks like a shoulder breaker, a power slam. No. Boom. Double shoulder breaker, I guess you'd call that. The Magnificent Muraco just toying with Mario Mancini. Just toying with him.
Very impressive. The Magnificent Muraco, along with manager Mr. Fuji. Oh, and I'll tell you, that pile driver right there was really something to see. Let's go up to the ring right now and get the official decision.
The winner of the match, the Magnificent Muraco.
Very, very impressive in his victory over young Mancini.
I love the Japanese etiquette between Muraco and his manager, Mr. Fuji. They bow to each other. Kind of unique.
All right, let's pick up the video replay once again and watch the Magnificent Muraco in action.
Now that move right there, it's kind of a combination double shoulder breaker and almost a reverse pile driver. Very unique move by the magnificent Muraco.
I thought it was the pile driver, Jesse.
2 and 3. Muraco totally dominating Mario Mancini, not even really putting on a solid cover.
Mr. Muraco, perhaps more than others, really enjoyed dishing out the punishment.
You know, it's refreshing to hear some accurate commentary. This clown Jack whatever introducing me from Waikiki Beach, but Jesse the Body knowing well enough his corner of the world that I come from Sunset Beach, not Waikiki.
Mr. Fuji, what kind of plans, what kind of aspirations do you have for the magnificent Muraco?
We have lots of plans, boy-san. But now I am teaching the magnificent one my style to be vicious and sadistic, as you see how Muraco is. Very vicious. He wants the opponent to suffer and scream for mercy. I have taught him mind-to-mind communication, and that's how we communicate.
Oriental discipline. Oriental discipline. Where the mind, where pain is no longer a factor, where suffering is no longer a factor. I can endure. I've always been able. There's no one ever made me say, I quit. There's no one been able to stop me. In fact, you don't even have pictures of anybody beating me for any title, do you? There's no one. But now, the pain I endure, the pain I can endure is greater than ever before, and the pain I'm dishing out. Brother, I don't know if anybody's ready for that type of action.
The magnificent Muraco, along with Mr. Fuji, and there's no doubt we'll be seeing a great deal of you gentlemen in weeks and indeed the months and perhaps the years to come. We thank you very much for joining us here on TNT. Scheduled up next, ladies and gentlemen, Granny Kim will be here with us, along with, well, of course, from Hillbilly Jim fame. We'll be back with more TNT. Granny Kim.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm talking to Mr. Now.
Yeah,
What's your name?
Vince.
Vince,
Right.
Vince.
And this is Lord Alfred Hayes.
Oh, I'm pleased to meet you.
Well, I'm very pleased to meet you,
And
Jesse.
your dogs here are something else.
Yeah,
aren't they nice?
Ain't they something? They're most beautiful dogs in the county.
Yeah, yes, they are.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you must be very, very proud of Hillbilly Jim.
Oh, I'm so proud. It brings tears to my eyes.
Is that right?
Oh, that boy is something. He's a big one, ain't he?
Oh, he is a big one.
Yeah, he's my little grandbaby.
And so enthusiastic.
Yes, he's got a good heart, and anything he does, he puts his whole heart into it, you know?
He does. What these dogs are. Alfred, you have a little problem with the.
Oh, gosh.
Huh?
I know these creatures rely upon scent,
Oh,
but somebody should put some scent on them, I think.
Well, that's the kind of perfume they put on.
Kind of perfume. Well, these are definitely Kentucky Hound dogs. There's no doubt about that. Tell us a little something about Hillbilly Jim.
Well, that boy looks powerful. He is a most powerful man in this whole Kentucky. I imagine he's the most powerful man in the whole world. Powerful as he is, that's how kind and good. He's a teddy bear.
He is a teddy bear?
Yes, he's a teddy bear.
Well, what would happen, I mean, if he were hurt in the ring? And that's bound to happen if he, especially a novice like this, despite how strong he is.
He learns real fast. Of course, my heart would break if anything happened to him. But I pray for him, and he knows how to take care of himself. He
does?
really does. He's getting good training.
Yes, he's getting training from the best World Wrestling Federation champion, Hulk Hogan.
I seen him on TV. What's the matter? Don't you love my dog?
Oh, they're very nice. Aren't these nice dogs? Yes, they are.
Yeah,
Right, they're just slobbering all over me. They're
Strong
nice
as
dogs.
Hillbilly Jim.
Is that right?
How strong is he?
Well, I tell you, I was coming down the road, got me a flat tire in my pickup, and you know he don't need no jack. He come along, he lifted that truck right up, and I pulled the tar off him, holding it all the time. Strong? That's strong, ain't it?
That is strong.
Yeah, that's strong.
That is strong for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, what else you want to know about him?
Well, now, Hillbilly Jim, despite his enthusiasm, despite his strength. Now, Granny, you know this wrestling business can get a little rough sometimes, and he's got a long ways to go.
Well, he's learning. He's learning fast. He always was one to want to learn things, make himself better. Of course, as I said, I wouldn't want him to get hurt. I watch every match, and my heart's just a pounding.
Well, the dogs are getting a little restless. Let's go to some videotape, and we will see Hillbilly Jim in his very first match. And, Granny, you can sit here and watch it along with us.
I'll watch it all the time.
All right, let's go now to the videotape.
Corner. Pats him on the chest and backs off. Hulk Hogan keeping a watchful eye on what's happening. And watch out, here we go. Shoulder block by Gibbs. It was like running into a brick wall. He tries it again. Gibbs now go. Oh, my. Oh, what a slam. Hillbilly Jim is doing very well for himself. Thus far, is he ever? But Gibbs, a seasoned veteran, I think. Oh my. Raked his eyes, I believe he did. Raked his face. Jim in trouble now. My goodness. Unfortunately, this is what happens when you have a relatively inexperienced individual in the ring against a veteran like this fellow Gibbs.
That's true, and of course Gibbs failed at everything he tried, and then, like you say, he did something around his eyes, and of course nobody's strong in the eyes, so.
Gibbs hammering away, kick to the chest, or in the midsection. Trying to get him up. Gibbs can't quite get him up. Oh, look at that! What a slam by Hillbilly Jim! Oh, what a bear hug! That's what he's been working on. How about that? Hillbilly Jim wins the match. I don't think he can believe it. Terry Gibbs wasted no time at all in submission, and Hillbilly Jim has done it. He has won his very first World Wrestling Federation matchup.
Here is your winner, Hillbilly Jim.
All right. Go get him, Big Jim. The hat's back on the head. Hillbilly Jim.
Back here with the dogs, and I was some moment to remember, wasn't it,
Did you
Granny?
see? I've watched every time he's on. I see him every time. You know what he's done? He said maybe someday I'll come watch him in person. Yes.
Well, now, Granny, he's doing a lot of traveling these days, and I would think, you know, you're no spring chicken. I would think that traveling can kind of wear you down a little bit.
Well, there's plenty of springs in the old chicken yet.
Well, Hillbilly Jim, I'm sure, would like to have you at ringside because it'd give him a great deal of support.
Well, support, I'd cook for him. I'd give him the victuals I know that's made him strong. I had a lot of input into them strong muscles with my victuals I prepared for him.
I'm sure there's no doubt of that. Something made this man strong. These dogs are something else again, too.
Yeah, they're strong, too, ain't they?
Yes, Alfred, they're strong, all right, aren't they?
Oh, gosh, they're so strong, I can't believe it. One of them's actually named after an English policeman. It's called Copper.
All right, thank you very much, Granny. We really have appreciated you joining.
And it's an honor for me to have you down here.
All right, we'll be back with more TNT. Stay with us. Back with more TNT, and that Granny Kim, she is something.
Oh, isn't she? The dogs were strong, but she was strong in personality, wasn't she?
Yes,
When I
indeed,
say
she
the
was.
dogs were strong, I mean...
Yes, I got that drift. Let's take you now to some special videotape footage, ladies and gentlemen. In its entirety, we'll show you a special styling of the hair.
This contest is a tag team event scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Portland, Oregon, weighing 267 pounds, recognized as one of the strongest men in the world today, Ken Patera. His partner from Los Angeles, California, weighing 373 pounds, Big John Studd. And their opponents from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing 238 pounds, SD Special Delivery Jones. And from Grenoble in the French Alps, weighing 477 pounds, the 8th wonder of the world, Andre the Giant.
This is going to be an extraordinary matchup. Andre and SD Jones pitting their collective skills against two of the strongest, not just one, two of the strongest men in the world today, let alone professional wrestling. Big John Studd recently, unofficially, breaking the world bench press mark, and Ken Patera, officially, the first human being to ever military press 500 pounds. Together, Bruno, this combination, at least on paper, figures to be awesome.
They have to be awesome, but it's interesting because to demonstrate that strength against the likes of Andre, this is what I want to see. Against SD Jones, who I have a lot of respect for, terrific wrestler, they can perhaps show their strength with SD Jones, even though he's very strong in his own right. But against Andre, this is what I want to see when he gets in the ring.
The Brain looking on. Bobby the Brain Heenan, manager of Patera. And Studd over now, SD right back at him. Andre, nice maneuver on the part of SD. That was nicely done.
Yes, it was. He hooked Patera's arm and took him on a sort of a drag.
Oh my, the tag is made, and here comes Andre the Giant. Patera wanted to a headbutt by Andre. Andre working on the arm, another headbutt. Patera not faring all that well at the moment. Frequent tag. Andre and SD have spent a lot of time as of late teaming up. SD looking very good for himself.
He looks very, very good, but when Andre came in, he really got Patera, and he did a pretty good number on his arm, and now wisely, SD Jones came in and took right over with that, although now he just got caught with slammed right on Patera's knee, and he tagged the Studd, who comes in for the first time, and here he is delivering a big blow, and now both of them ganging up on SD Jones, and Studd got a hold of him now, and SD Jones looks like he's hurt.
Well, this, of course, is what Andre and SD earlier on were doing to Ken Patera, which is a thing to do in tag teams. Oh, my. Keep one of your opponents from tagging his partner.
Absolutely.
Frequent tag and letting SD get away. That's, Big John steps in. Studd's already tagged out. Oh, look at Andre. Almost caught him in the right hand.
And I'm afraid SD is hurt right now. He's taking some hard blows, and he's really stunned. And you see what they're doing. They're going to try to keep him in that ring, perhaps trying to defeat him so he won't get Andre in the ring again.
SD now, whip to the ropes, headed off. Oh, ball with a kick to the chest. Patera telegraphed the back body drop. Oh, no. Patera missing. Oh, look at that. SD, just hit his head right in. Oh, my goodness. Ken Patera threw SD Jones out all the way. Patera striking SD so hard he went all the way out. But now, Andre backing into Patera. No. Oh, Patera wisely moving the knee up. Ken Patera going from the top rope down across the back of the head of Andre. Patera hammering away on the back of the neck. Full Nelson. Ken Patera, look at this, double team effort. Both men hammering on Andre the Giant. Oh, no. They got him up. An unbelievable slam. A double slam by Patera. And Studd, look at this, one after the other. Hammering away. Unbelievable. Patera now backing up. What's he doing? From the rope down into Andre the Giant. Drops the elbow. Double team, blatant double team effort. The referee finally, I think, has disqualified Patera and Studd, but unfortunately, Andre the Giant is taking a brutal beating from Stud and Ken Patera. Never have ever seen Andre the Giant down like this before. Never. What are they doing now?
He is hurt, Vince. Well, they both been in the ring, ganging up on him, both delivering their biggest blows, and Andre's there by himself.
Andre is out. What? Oh no! Oh, this is humiliation. This is sheer humiliation.
Cutting his hair.
This did not happen to any athlete. Andre is unconscious. He's being held up literally by Patera. And Stud continues to rape. Stud and Patera rape the dignity of Andre the Giant, who has been recognized as one of the greatest athletes of all time. And Heenan keeping SD away, and Stud and Ken Patera continue to rape Andre the Giant's dignity. Look what they're doing to this man.
I can't believe it that nothing's happened to stop this. This is ridiculous. They won't stop. Look at this, both of them.
Oh my, no.
Oh my.
A nightmare. A complete nightmare.
My goodness.
This is one of the most despicable displays of conduct in the history of the World Wrestling Federation. In the history.
That was, without a doubt, witnessing the raping of a giant's dignity. There's no doubt about that. And the individual responsible for that will join us shortly, as a matter of fact. The so-called brains behind the brawn, Bobby the Brain Heenan, who is the manager of Ken Patera and Big John Studd. Lord Alfred Hayes, have you ever seen anything quite like that in professional wrestling before?
No, and I ask myself, why would they do such a despicable thing, a dastardly act like that? Why would they do that?
Bobby the Brain Heenan will be with us to answer that very question when we return with more TNT. We'll be back in just a minute. All right, back with more TNT, and to join us now, ladies and gentlemen, an individual who certainly has had an unbelievable impression on the fans throughout the entire World Wrestling Federation. Would you welcome, please, Bobby the Brain Heenan. Mr. Heenan, earlier on we had the privilege of reviewing some footage in which you brought a pair of scissors into the ring and gave that pair of scissors, and no doubt with a great deal of instruction to go along with it, to Ken Patera and Big John Studd. They then begin to, no doubt, rape Andre the Giant's dignity as a professional wrestler. Why?
Why not? The guy looks like he could use a haircut. He was disgusting looking the way he was. But that's not the real reason. The real reason we did it is wrestling is only big enough to have one giant, and that giant is John Studd. For years, the giant has walked all over people. He stepped on people, smashed people, threw his big carcass around that ring, had no regard for rules or anything. I got an idea one day. I said, we're going to have to set this guy straight. He's going to have to learn his lesson. He wants to get in the ring with Studd. He wants Patera. He wants Bobby Heenan. Fine. He's encouraging the people to call me Weasel too. Fine. We'll show him what it is to stick his nose in my business. And you saw what happened to Andre.
Yes, indeed.
Made a bad mistake, though.
What was that?
Well, we should have permanently finished him off in professional wrestling.
All right, well, let's take, if we may now, take you back to just last week here on TNT and show you yet... and show you yet a different style of hair cutting. Let's go to the tape.
Just a little water, not much, Ken. Just a little water.
Just a little water?
Yeah, just a little water. Okay, that's enough. That's enough for right now. Okay, now I need some shampoo here.
Here, Andre, we'll
Poor man! Get that side there.
Oh, no! What are you doing? Oh, come on!
It's like, hey, anybody got any hot wax?
You know something, Vince?
We're gonna have him looking great.
Now we're gonna clean up the whole.
The way he smells.
See, we get rid of all these lice now.
Oh, that's... He's got all over his clothes. Down the back of the neck. Oh,
Okay, what we need You're gonna need some conditioner, pal. Perfect.
Oh, no!
We'll get you all lathered down here.
Oh, look, it's poor man. He'll never volunteer for anything in his life again.
This is what's gonna have the sheen. It's gonna give you good sheen.
Yeah.
Right there, pal.
Yeah. We need some more water here, Andre.
And that's the way you treat a volunteer. You were looking for a volunteer to come from the audience in which allegedly you were going to display your skills with hairstyling. And then, of course, you sicked Ken Patera and Big John Studd onto that poor, unfortunate volunteer.
Well, why do you think I did that? Why do you think Studd, Patera, and I did it? You think we just like to soil our hands in that man's skull? No, the reason we did it is so every wrestler out there that thinks they're gonna push me around, Studd and Patera, can get the message. Don't mess with Studd, Patera, or myself, or you walk away looking like a fool. Simple.
This was not a professional wrestler.
No, it wasn't.
This was a guest here on TNT.
Some poor humanoid.
I mean, a volunteer. This man,
he raised his hand. Didn't they ever tell you never volunteer for nothing? He'll never volunteer again, will he?
No, but you think it's fair that three of you team up on some poor unfortunate individual such as this? I mean, three of you teamed up on Andre the Giant. That's not fair either.
No, it's not. But that's life. What are you going to do? That's just the way things are. The Giant's walking around looking ridiculous. That guy right now is the best he ever looked. I did him a favor.
You did?
Yeah. He no longer has to sit in his cold water flat reading those girly magazines where he pulls out the 4-section part there. He can go out and have a date now. He'll probably be on the Love Connection next week, him and Chuck Woolery.
Well, in any event, Andre the Giant certainly is looking forward to the opportunity, Mr. Heenan, to crossing your path and the path of Ken Patera and Big John Studd. And when he does, I would suspect that perhaps some dues could very well be paid.
What am I supposed to do? Stand here and shake with the word Andre the Giant? His big feet come walking into a room, fee, fi, fo, fum. I'm supposed to take off and run? That's not the way it happens. Bobby Heenan and the Bobby Heenan family. That's Studd, Patera, and myself and Orndorff. We're here to stay. Giant's leaving.
All right, we'll be back with more TNT. Stay with us. With more TNT, and to join us now, ladies and gentlemen, an individual who has spent a great deal of his time on the West Coast, as well as traveling all the way around the world. Without a doubt, one of the all-time greats when, in fact, he put on the tights as a professional wrestler. And now, one of the great managers in the World Wrestling Federation. Would you welcome, please, Mr. Freddie Blassie. Good, Mr. Blassie, directing the band.
I know
you always
music.
were a band leader, no?
That's right. I can tell classy music when I hear it.
That's classy music?
They're very good.
All right, boys, I'm sure they'll greatly appreciate that. Tell us a little something about your West Coast background. From Hollywood, California, you spent a great deal of time on the West Coast, Mr. Blassie?
Oh.
Former Pacific Coast heavyweight champion, as a matter of fact. One of the
Five
many.
times.
5 times.
That's right. And, you know Jack Lemmon? I'm sure a few of those people out there know Jack Lemmon. Bob Hope.
Yeah.
Those are fellas I play golf with. I'm not a good golfer myself. I don't claim to be great, but I am pretty good.
Now, wait a minute. Don't claim to be great. Mr. Blassie, I think that's the first time we've ever heard you say anything along those lines. Because
Well, when you shoot 75, it's not too good.
Oh, you're referring to golf.
That's
What
right.
about professional wrestling? As a manager, how do you rate yourself?
Number 1.
Number 1. So therefore, greatness perhaps should be bestowed on Freddie Blassie?
Well,
That'd
it
be a term
is.
to-
It has been bestowed upon Freddie Blassie. Just take a look at my jewelry.
Yes, it's very impressive.
I mean, after all, you can't buy these things here. You don't win them out of Cracker Jack. You take the little thing right there. 16 karat.
16 karat.
16 karat.
All right, let's take you to some videotape now, and we will show you why Mr. Blassie is able to wear 16 carats on his pinky. Let's go to the videotape.
This is a tag team attraction scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first in the ring from Hoboken, New Jersey, weighing 235 pounds, Mario Mancini. His partner from Brooklyn, New York, at 247 pounds, Steve Lombardi. And their opponents, first, the manager, Classy Fred Blassie. And he represents, from Russia, weighing 313 pounds, Nikolai Volkov. And from Tehran, Iran, weighing 258 pounds, the Iron Sheik.
Like him or not, that's one of the toughest.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nikolai Volkov requests that you all please rise and respect his singing of his country's national anthem.
Shut up! Iran, number one! Russia, number one!
Bruno, I saw that you are not standing up during that presentation.
That's for sure. In fact, there were some people standing before he starts swinging. They made sure that they sat down as he starts singing the anthem.
Well, the Iron Sheik may have camel breath, but nonetheless, if he does, he'll use it as an advantage in the ring. You can count on that.
Well, you know, you can dislike them all you want. I certainly don't care for their tactics, but these two have got to be one of the toughest teams ever assembled in professional wrestling. They're both so big, strong, vicious, tough, and they can wrestle.
Lombardi with a nice maneuver, takedown by the Iron Sheik, and typical tactics of the Iron Sheik. Notwithstanding their very impressive record as a tag team, individually. Look at this, 1, 2. Oh my, that was close. Lombardi with a standing side headlock. As we were saying before, individually, both the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov ranked among the top 10 wrestlers in the world today.
These guys can be winners, either single match or tag team match, because they're both extremely talented, extremely vicious, extremely tough wrestlers.
The Iron Sheik with somewhat of a double chop now, and oh, there's a suplex. Oh, No one can deliver the suplex quite like the Iron Sheik.
I've never seen a professional wrestler who's got so many different kind of suplexes like the Iron Sheik. He must have at least half a dozen or more different versions of the suplex.
And there, Nikolai Volkov. Oh my, look at that, right up. Mario Mancini all the way to the top, and Nikolai Volkov sends him down to the canvas, rocks back on the leg, an easy victory. Volkov and the Iron Sheik, and Mancini whipped to the outside. Yes, indeed. Certainly not a very popular tag team combination as they're being greeted by manager Freddie Blassie.
Here are your winners, Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik.
Freddie Blassie.
Anything for a buck, yes indeed. And there you see some of the bucks on the finger. That is 16 carats of the biggest, I believe, diamond ring I've ever seen, Mr. Blassie. And surely Mr. Volkov and the Iron Sheik have contributed greatly to your monetary income.
You know, I'm talking now about Nikolai Volkov. We could care less about the money because we know I make the money. And I make the money because I feel that they're the greatest tag team in the history of wrestling. In just a few short weeks, they've become the #1 tag team in the world.
Worthy of contention, then, for the tag team championship.
They're the uncrowned world tag team titles, and I guarantee they will win it.
Well, Mr. Blassie, if in fact they do you see more greenbacks headed your way?
What do you think I'm in a business for?
Well, now, I must say that for many, many years, the championship, the World Wrestling Federation title, eluded you, both as a wrestler and certainly as a manager for many years, until, of course, the Iron Sheik came along. And now, perhaps you'll make wrestling history by having tag team champions under your wings.
Well, I know that will come about. And you used to always needle me all the time. Mr. Blassie, every time I had one man in my stable, you'd always inform him, Blassie, you've never won the world title. Blassie, you haven't done this. But Blassie proved you wrong, didn't he?
Yes,
and
indeed.
I'll prove you wrong once again. I will have the world tag team title with Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik. They're the greatest tag team in the history of wrestling.
All right, Lord Alfred Hayes, your analysis of the possibilities of Mr. Blassie's aspirations.
Okay, let's look at it very logically. The Iron Sheik, former world champion, he still has that tremendous ability. Volkov, a huge, awesome Russian, well over 300 pounds, he has ability in excelsis. Put them together, their potential is absolutely unlimited.
Wonderful.
Yes, but nonetheless, you are pursuing individual tasks for them both, hoping that the Iron Sheik can recapture the title or hoping that Nikolai Volkov can take it. I wonder just how good they'll be collectively. We're out of time, Mr. Blassie. Freddie Blassie something, and no doubt Freddie Blassie as of late has really been on a tear, Lord Alfred Hayes, and perhaps in fact his dream will come true, that the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov will become tag team champions.
I think he has his best potential in those two men that he's probably had all his career. He did have that success, which was very, very fleeting with the Iron Sheik, but I would imagine if these two actually did get their hands on that tag team title, it would be awfully difficult to get it away from them.
Well, speaking of difficult, certainly Hillbilly Jim is going to have his work cut out for him, although when you hear Granny Kim talking about it, she's so up. I mean, she is really up.
She is something else. And how old is she?
I would hazard to guess that she's in the neighborhood of her mid-60s, I would think.
But she's like her mid-20s, isn't she?
She is really spry.
I love it. I'd like to taste some of her cooking, actually. Now, that's a surprise, isn't it?
Yes, indeed it is. And no doubt a lot of springs left in that chicken, as
Yes.
she said earlier on. So we'll be following Hillbilly Jim and Granny Kim, and, well, there's no telling who we will have here next week for you on TNT. Lots of surprises and lots of action. We will guarantee that. And no doubt, of course, we also invite you to join us for All-American Wrestling here on the USA Cable Network on Sundays at 12 noon, notwithstanding, of course, one of your favorites, primetime wrestling on Tuesday nights with co-host Jack Reynolds and Jesse the Body Ventura.
Fantastic.
Join us next week for more TNT.